Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It's the weekend, so let's do the whole doggone thing. Saturday, October the 15th, National Whole Hog Barbecue Day, National Estheticians Day. I don't know how to say that. Estheticians? I can't say it. National Cheese Curd Day. National I Love Lucy Day. And I do love Lucy.
I do too.
National Grouch Day. I also love grouches. I'm married to one. National, just kidding. You're not really a grouch. National Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Day. That's sad. White Cane Safety Day. National Sweets Day. Sunday, October 16th, Department Store Day. Global Cat Day. National Dictionary Day. National Liqueur Day. And National Sports Day. All of those things happening this weekend. And I've got a cool guest, Heidi.
Okay.
Marcus Lemonis is my guest.
I know
I
who
enjoy
that guy
program,
is.
The Prophet. He did that for like a decade. Now he's got a new show on HGTV. It's called The Renovator. He's working on homes and families. That's actually kind of cool. I have seen the first episode. It's very good. I'm excited to chat with Marcus Lemonis coming up this weekend.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. What fast food restaurants have the very best drive-thrus? Well, according to a recent study out of the United States, Taco Bell led the pack in terms of speed with an average time of 221 seconds, followed by Dunkin' Donuts, then KFC.
221 seconds.
Yeah, isn't that kind of, wouldn't they say, you'd think they would just say the number of minutes and seconds. Anyway,
Yeah.
followed by Dunkin' Donuts, then KFC, then Arby's. But that doesn't tell the whole story. When you factor in the time that cars spend waiting in line, Chick-fil-A is the clear leader with an average of about 107 seconds. McDonald's came in second at 118 seconds, followed by Taco Bell, then Arby's. The annual drive-thru report produced by QSR and InTouch Insight found that in spite of a shortage of workers, drive-thrus have gotten nearly 10 seconds faster compared to last year. So that's cool.
Fewer people for them to stand around and talk to while they're...
Oh, you think that's what it is? I don't know if that's it. I don't know what it is. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know a startup that sells water in beer cans is doing that now? It's like a thing.
Water in beer cans?
They're selling water in beer cans.
Why?
That's it. It's just water. And it's approaching $1 billion valuation after 3 years. It's called Liquid Death. They raised a fresh funding round Monday, making it worth $700 million. They launched in
What?
2019. Listen here. The brand has explosive growth thanks to its loyal fans, subversive marketing, and unique packaging. Its latest investor thinks that it might be the, quote, fastest growing non-alcohol beverage of all time, end quote. Liquid Death said it is on track to bring in $130 million this year, which is about triple what they did last year.
That's insane. Why?
It's water.
Why?
I don't know, but it's water in beer cans. A weird name for water, Liquid Death. It's not something you think you'd rush right out and grab, but there it is. They're doing well. We don't know everything, but
Okay.
now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. New details have been announced about Dune, the Sisterhood. Finally, the spin-off series will star Emily Watson and Shirley Henderson, and they're going to portray some folks, and it's going to be a show. And I've got more details here. It's from HBO Max.
And it's going to be a show.
I'm kind of skimming through some of this, if you can't tell. All right, sorry, America. President Rock is probably not going to be a thing. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson declared that he is not going to run for president. It is officially off the table. somebody had talked to him about it a while back, and he's like, I love our country. I might do that. Who knows? And now he's saying, you know what? I'm just not interested.
It
Not
is
gonna
a
do
thankless job. I don't know why anybody would want to do it.
He said his daughters are his number one priority, especially during this critical time in their lives. He knows what it's like to be really busy because he is right now, but imagine what it would be like to be the president.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise apparently has plans to one-up his astonishing fighter jet scenes in Top Gun Maverick. His next flick, he wants to go nose up into space, actual space, and be maybe even on the International Space Station. So I guess we'll see what happens. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. The world's largest Pokemon collection is expected to fetch a whopping $343,000 at auction October 18th. Let me see, when is that? That's this coming Tuesday. So get your bidding numbers ready, apparently. An anonymous superfan spent 25 years building her collection, more than 20,000 pieces of Japanese memorabilia such as toys and cards and computer games, even a themed toilet paper section that she's got. 33-year-old lady has an amazing collection that was crammed into her home in England. She says her bedroom was bursting with hundreds of the anime cuddly toys, models, clothing, badges, flannels, and posters. She was awarded a Guinness World Record in 2009 when her Pokemon collection reached 12,000 items. Since then, it has grown to more than 20,000 items. The proud owner, who is selling her life's work for financial reasons, says at one point her mother had to move from the largest to the smallest room in their house to make room for Pokemon stuff.
That's insane.
Yeah. It says on here that this is an anonymous superfan, but then it also says that she has a world record. Wouldn't her name be listed as the world record? So
You would think so.
I don't want to point out the obvious, but if you really wonder who it is, 2009 Guinness World Record.
So she's finally decided she's had enough.
She just needs the money, is what it sounds like. It's definitely one of the guilty pleasures of parenting, hunkering down with your kids after a long day to watch TV. But maybe we shouldn't feel guilty about it after all. According to a new study, watching TV with your kids is actually beneficial. Researchers, probably from some TV group, I don't know who funded this thing, 478 studies over the last 2 years. So there's a whole lot of studies. And they say they concluded too much exposure to screens at an early age could be bad, but they also found some exposure is beneficial. It all depends on the context, by the way. They say presence of an engaged family member who talks with them about what's on the screen is actually a really good thing. It helps reinforce their learning during educational programs. So watching good stuff with your kids is good. Did we not know that? I think we already knew that.
I think we already
Pretty sure.
knew that.
Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. Our guest is Marcus Lemonis. Now, I watched him on a program called The Prophet, and now he's got a brand new program that just premiered last week. It's called The Renovator. It's on HGTV. Marcus, tell us a little bit about the new program.
Well, The Prophet was something that I did for a decade, and I wanted to take Americans inside the reality of American business and how they can learn and how they can have opportunities to grow. And I wanted to make this pivot largely because of COVID and sort of how people change their lives at home, to do the same thing, take people inside the reality of living inside of people's homes. And, as you saw, we're going to deal with financial literacy. We're going to deal with generational wealth. We're going to deal with relationship issues. And we're going to use the renovation to address all three of those. And that, it feels similar to The Prophet in terms of, walking away with a few tidbits, but it feels different in the sense that there's there's always a happy ending. Like on The Prophet, there was not always a happy ending.
And there were so many times I would watch The Prophet, and you would be in there doing all of this stuff to help a business owner be more successful, and they would be if they would just get out of their own way. So many times it was like you had to wrestle them to help them. And the thing that's nice about The Renovator, I love the first episode. The couple in the first episode, you could tell they absolutely loved what you did with their home. And one of the things that I was reading, it said, in The Prophet, I was not just fixing businesses, I was helping to fix people. And I think the same thing with The Renovator. You're not just renovating homes, but in this first one for sure, helping a relationship as well.
Well, I think the one thing that I really enjoyed about the first episode is, and I'm sure you remember it, is when the homeowner said, I thought he was just coming here to fix our kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know he was going to be in our business. And, we're dealing with a husband and wife, the wife who doesn't feel appreciated and loved, and the husband who doesn't feel respected. We're dealing with their different parenting styles. We're dealing with the way that they see the world in terms of organization. And I think a lot of viewers who traditionally watch HGTV are going to be thrown for a little bit of a curve because we're going a lot deeper, much deeper, with personal situations than I think a traditional HGTV show does. In that sense, it feels more like The Prophet, I would think.
Absolutely. And in the first episode, you've got a couple who one is neat and tidy, one is not necessarily neat and tidy. I could relate very much. My wife, Heidi, I call her Tidy Heidi. She's got a place for everything and everything's in its place. I'm looking at notes in my studio from 3 weeks ago that I need to just probably throw away. In this first episode, I thought it was amazing how you found a way to help both the tidy guy who's got this really neat sock drawer and the lady that has baskets of laundry, but you found a solution that worked for both of them.
I think that's ultimately what has to happen, right? It's the same as in business. If you have two partners in a business that have different styles and different approaches, there's got to be a way to make the business function where everybody gets a little bit of what they want. And it's no different for me inside the home, where you have a couple who are partners in life and partners in their home ownership who have the same sort of issues. And so I use the same strategies and the same techniques as I've used my whole life in the homes as I did on The Prophet. And so it should feel familiar to people.
So you hosted The Prophet for about a decade. Do you know how many businesses you helped during that time? I know it was a bunch.
Well, it was $75 million worth of help over the decade. And I think my most proud accomplishment in making that show, that it wasn't always about the businesses that were on the show that got the help. It was the people that watched the show who were inspired to start their own business, inspired to fix, the situations in their own family, to fix their lack of knowledge of numbers. And I'm hoping that this thing has that same cast effect. And The Prophet went on for 10 years. It is nominated for a bunch of awards. And I put it on the shelf at a time where I felt like it had served its purpose, at least for now. And I'm hoping that I can accomplish the same sort of impactful television with The Renovator.
I think you can. Again, Marcus is now helping families renovate their home and renovate relationships as well with a new program on HGTV. It's called The Renovator. It premiered last week. You can see it on HGTV. Marcus, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you.
Absolutely. Again, our guest today, Marcus Lemonis from The Prophet, and now from HGTV's The Renovator. It premiered last week. You can catch another episode on Tuesday. I've got all the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
If you yell for 8 years, 7 months, and 6 days, you produce enough energy to heat 1 cup of coffee. Let's see, we've been married almost 23 years. You could probably heat 2 or 3 cups of coffee in that time.
I knew.
I'm just teasing.
I knew.
You know what? Anytime you've yelled at me, I've absolutely had it coming.
Yes, you have.
And I've pushed a lot of buttons. I'm sure you can tell by listening. All right, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A turtle's shell is sensitive enough to feel a twig brush across it.
I
Never really
didn't
thought of
know
that.
that.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There's an estimated 1 trillion with a T, 1 trillion bacteria on each of your feet. Ugh.
Oh.
Oof.
Not
Fun fact.
my feet, of course.
No, sure. All right. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Elephants think people are cute the same way we think puppies or kittens are cute. How do they know that?
Cute.
We don't know. We're just guessing. All right, several fun facts. Now we know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. Nearly 80% of women agree this is one of their biggest regrets from high school. What is it? This is one of their biggest regrets
How many
from high
people?
school. 80% of women.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. They look back at photos and they go, oh, what was I thinking?
Your hairstyle.
Yeah, their hairstyle. 80% of women agree their hairstyle is one of their biggest regrets from high school. That is not my biggest regret, by the way. I have many. I've got the list alphabetically over here. Oh, we're all out of time. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A man who spent $150,000 and traveled 75,000 miles to 100 countries to find the world's worst public toilet says he has finally found it in Tajikistan. I don't even know where that is. Travel writer Graham Askley, known as King of Porcelain, scanned the globe for the most disgusting loos. He said he found the perfect... I'm not even going to say what it says. It was a ramshackle tent that is so bad that those desperate enough to use it must scurry over sun-dried poo. Oh, my goodness. It says the most repelling thing of all, though, is that it has fabric walls that are often used as toilet paper. This is disgusting.
That is pretty gross.
It says some of the wall sections have been torn off and used. All right. He says there's also a danger of disturbing deadly snakes and fearless rats, which made their home in the nearby rocks. Other loos that made the list of the 36 worst toilets. I'm not going to say what. A lot of the words here are things that I'm not saying. It's in his new book, Toilets of the Wild Frontier. I'm sure it's going to be a bestseller. I'm not going to read any more of that. You can read it. It's in the show notes, and it's definitely today's weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. British woman shared on Instagram the amusing tips she found in a magazine from 1958. 129 ways to find a husband. I've got a few highlights, or maybe they're lowlights. I don't know. Number 17 on the list. Be nice to ugly men, because handsome is as handsome does. So,
Okay.
129 ways to find a husband. Number 23. Go to all your high school reunions, because there could be widowers there.
Oh, my.
Number 30. Learn to paint and set up an easel outside an engineering school. Okay. Number 25, go back to your hometown because that wild boy next door might now be an eligible bachelor.
Oh, my.
Another thing, 129 ways to find a husband. Number 33, carry a hat box. 38, drop a handkerchief. Yeah, it still works. Well, it did in 1958. And number 34 is my favorite. Wear a Band-Aid so he can ask what's wrong. And number 40, stand in the corner and cry softly because they'll come over and ask what's wrong.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I've got the link to the entire list. It's actually kind of funny.
Fantastic.
It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. see. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of insurancechicken.com. Here's the quote from Henry Youngman. Henny Youngman is how you say it. Henny Youngman, a very funny comedian from a long, long time ago. He said, I had plastic surgery last week. I cut up my credit cards.
Oh, plastic surgery. I see what they did there.
All right, insurancechicken.com is the sponsor of the quote of the day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. I'm going to read the headline to you here, Heidi.
Okay.
It says, Domino's employee goes the extra mile for a customer after guests don't show up for the kid's birthday party.
Aww.
Domino's employee went above and beyond to brighten a customer's day. According to a post by Domino's Australia, their store in Kowloon received a call from a local mother hoping to cancel a large order she placed as a number of her daughter's peers hadn't turned up to the birthday party. When the store supervisor heard the sad news, he decided to do something special for the birthday girl. When she arrived at the store to collect one pizza, shift supervisor Miles surprised her with a custom chocolate dessert pizza topped with churros and brownies. And then there's actually a photo of this. It's really, really cool. Thousands of social media users are praising Miles for his act of kindness, and many are trying to find a way to send a gift to this child. Can Domino's get us in touch with the customer so we can throw her son the best birthday ever? No kid or parent should ever feel that kind of heartbreak,
That is
one user said.
so sad.
How great would it be if we could all send this kid gifts from all over Australia, another wrote. I've already called the store and spoken with tonight's shift manager. Something like this and a collection of gifts. Stay posted, I'll let you know, another commented. They expressed, Domino's did, their gratitude towards Miles, saying, thank you, Miles, for going the extra mile to help help turn this customer's day around. I got to tell you, we experienced something kind of like that. Our daughter, when she turned 16, she had several friends that were going to come to her birthday party, and then at the last minute, one by one, it was all for different reasons, but it was so sad to be sitting there with her, and she had like one friend that actually did make it.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking, as a dad, it was like so hard. I'm like, what could we have done? And again, it was all stuff that, it wasn't like the kids were just being bad kids. They all had legitimate things come up, but I was like, oh, how hard was that to watch?
Yeah, that was tough.
So thank you, Miles, for doing what you could to make this kid's day better. And I'll bet that kid has probably had a pretty good day and probably several good days since then. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.